Good morning, Claire here in the Pacific Northwest, Puget Sound area, Grow Zone 8B, and it's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's sunshiny with a little bit of cloud coverage. It's just perfect, and I cannot wait to show you the things that are popping up in the garden. I've got some new stuff, you guys, to show you guys. I'm so excited for that, and I'm also going to share some fun adventures that we went on this week because yesterday was my birthday, and I turned 37 years old and I still feel like a 12-year-old little girl playing in the dirt all the time. So can't wait to share with you guys the flowers and our adventures. So come on with me and let's look at them. So I think that the limbs being cut down from the maple tree last week really helped out this beautiful bush right here. It gets so crazy that I need to come out here and trim back some of these really long spindly branches to really let this inner bush thrive. But look at everything opening up in here all the way down to the ground. They're so pretty and they're really fragrant. Here is the front bed, and the lavender is doing so well. It's just such a vibrant shade of purple right now, and the foxglove just continues to get more and more magical. I can't imagine a day when we don't have more of this happening out here anymore, when these stalks die off, but they stay beautiful for so long. And interestingly enough, our allium right here, it's losing its purple, and I don't know if these are seed heads on the tips here, but I think it looks really cute in its own little green pom-pom way as well. Here is this view of this garden bed that's got a lot of things planted in it, but they have not just super duper popped up yet, so just be on the lookout for that. But I had to show you guys one of my newest additions here. So here is the newest addition to here that's bringing finally some color to this bed, but this is that poppy. And I didn't know what color it was going to be, but it looks very corally, kind of orangey reddish. It's really pretty, and it's got another one that looks like it's going to open, and then a few more of these little flower heads have popped up. So I'm going to have even more in this area. And the fennel is doing really well. No swallowtails yet, I'm afraid, but I'm going to keep looking now that I'm having plants opening up. Hopefully, it's a matter of time. This past week, I got out here and I cut some of the flowers that we had that were on their way out, and it looks like I need to do it again. But in the meantime, look at this amazingness that happened. All of these roses have come to life. It's just full. Oh, there's my neighbor's cat. Hey, Sears. Oh, you're still pretty. And then also with this, so many opened up. I was afraid because I cut back so much this week, and then it rewarded me with all these blooms, and then we have all these buds all over. This is going to be just so full and bountiful. Nasturtium, I am in love with these. If I could only grow two flowers for the rest of my life, it would be nasturtiums and zinnias. They are just so joyful and so lovely, and you can eat this. This is edible. It's a little bit peppery, so it's a fun thing to put on your salads. And then here are our PTP, our tallest piece, which this is getting a pea pod on it. I'll leave it there to get fuller, but this is a sugar snap pea. And then these are, let's see here, I've got finally some other pea pods happening here. I got a couple back here, and so we're gonna have a little tiny harvest soon. So the squirrels have hit again, and I'll show you in a second what I had read might help with that. And it may have helped a little bit because earlier this week, this whole area was just completely dug up. One of my tomato plants was yanked out. So I put red pepper flakes all over this garden bed. And and hoping that it would deter them. And it kept them off of my plants. And so that is kind of interesting. I did not completely put red pepper flakes in this area because I didn't really have any plants. So maybe it did actually work. And then also I fertilized these with the urine mixture too. So, because they were starting to get a little bit yellowy, blighty looking. So I'm hoping that might make them revive. And then we have our little garden area here. I can't wait for this to fill out. I've got a couple of dahlias in here and some calendula and some gladiolas if they ever decide to come up. And here is our row beds. And we've got some strawberries that look like they need to be harvested today. Look at this. This is a big one. She's going to be delicious. I'll probably leave her for maybe another day and then we'll see. But I've got a couple that are ready to go right now. And then we have this view of, I actually pinched some of these cosmos to make them get bushier, which I don't know that I need help with that. And then we've got our dahlias coming up in here. And I am really a little bit sad because I've always had really good luck with zinnias, and they are being real puny and not really surviving, which, you know, I've got my cat and my neighbor cats that love to do this kind of thing. So that is probably why. But I need to plant some more zinnias some other places just to see if it's this bed that is not doing so great. And then we've got our sunflowers. And check out these. They are doing so fantastic. Oh, Connor's gonna get mad at you. You better get out. You better get on out of there. And then we have our three sisters coming up. Still doing good. This week consisted of playing with the chickens in the yard and just messing around out there. And we were just kind of minding our business when we sort of decided to take an impromptu visit out to an island out here called Anderson Island. And we actually own a little property there, but we wanted to look at a different property and maybe have an adventure in the process. So we rode out there, and it was such a clear, beautiful day, and there was jellyfish everywhere in the ocean. Every time we looked over, we'd see some. We saw some creatures, some beautiful butterfly, and I ended up getting stung by something in the process of trying to sample some of that honeysuckle. And I took the kids out for a hike, which I very rarely do solo, but here we are. And found some more amazing things from the Pacific Northwest, a banana slug, and then just picked a few posies and played with some flowers. And because I got stung, I actually used some plantain leaves as a little poultice, and it took the sting right out. So it was a really good lesson for the kids to know that there's medicine around us sometimes when we need it. And then we finally ended our adventures and headed home, and it was just all around just a wonderful day overall. And then the next couple of days we went as a family on a hike at one of our favorite parks. And be prepared, there's about to be some gratuitous baby duck shenanigans going on, because I mean I could watch this clip of them all day long. We've come to this park through all seasons, and so it is so fun to see some of the same ducks that we, have kind of observed every week now become mothers, and their little babies running around, and them just jumping on these lily pads and walking around and playing around was just the cutest, funnest thing I think I have ever had the pleasure of watching. and we just stayed here for as long as we could and just really really watched it. And even another mother came with even more duckies. She had a much bigger brood than the other mama, and they were just having the time of their life. This was cracking me up. Katana was trying to entice these ducks over to be her friend. We've been trying to convince my husband that we need to have a few ducks at our house. And we may have won him over because he was here watching these babies and they were so cute. Saturday was my birthday, so we started off by going to one of our favorite restaurants for breakfast and got a breakfast milkshake. And then we got back on the ferry and went back over to Anderson Island to go check out this historic farm that is just so beautiful. And they have like a community garden here that is just so massive. And this is just a fraction of it. There is a nature trail connected to the farm place that we've never been on all the times we've been out there. So we went out and there's all these swampy, cool places with, these wild irises coming up and just all the ferns. And it just looks like a very magical land. I'm definitely going to come back here and go for this hike again because it was just, I could have spent all day. But we had to go back to the farm because they were going to be doing some demonstrations and we did not want to miss it. And while we were waiting for those to start, we ran into this old timey house, the old farmhouse from the original family that lived there. And my camera didn't work in all the rooms, but here is a cute little child's room. Connor was not a fan of it. And here is one of the bedrooms, and it has a traditional Norwegian costume. They came over from Finland, but I think they were from Norway. And the whole island originally was inhabited by a lot of Scandinavian families. And I just love looking at all these old quilts and all the detail and time that went into them. One of the things that I loved about this place was, how when you go to historic places and they're like, don't touch anything, they literally invited Connor to learn about how these old phones worked, and they let him do it. I love that. I love places that let you actually do the things that that you want to touch, and they say, hey, yeah, touch them.
People were one short, one long, one short, and you could hear that in your house and you'd answer. Well, when these phones went out of order, go ahead and
like, how many times have you wished that you could play one of these air organ things? Well, the sweet docent demonstrated it for us, and she let us do it.
Oh, okay. So this is, can you get it going?
Gotta get some air in there.
There you go.
Am I doing it good enough?
There you go. Okay. Push, 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 play. And now sing while you're doing it, and don't forget to turn your music. You have to do a lot.
That's how they. Oh, there you go. Yeah. They were getting prepped to do their military demonstration, but we continued to play with all the things. And the kids, I don't think, have ever seen a payphone before. It wasn't in service, but it was interesting to still see one around somewhere. And the gardens. Let's talk about the gardens. I wish I had taken more in-depth, longer videos of this, but whatever that purple is growing with those pink roses, I need some. And I want to redo my whole yard to look like that. And whatever this is, I need some because it was covered with the bees. Just hundreds and hundreds of bees in one spot. And then finally, we were able to go and watch them shoot some cannons and do some firing of some rifles. And this gentleman explained a lot about military life at that point and how the guns worked and all the interesting details that you would want to know about them.
Now they're doing the heavy infantry drill.
Thanks so much for sticking around with us this week and seeing what I've gotten into. I hope you guys have made equally fun and memorable adventures for yourself with your friends and your family. And if you've enjoyed this garden tour today and you're new here, feel free to follow because I post a garden tour every Sunday as well as other gardening adventures and experiments throughout the week. So you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you next week.